with the Lions.
Hello, welcome to Driving Top Production Open Sports Mike NFL Schedule Preview. This is Dylan, the Big D. We've got Ralph, Charles, Jeremy, our Lions Guru, and hopefully a few other people joining us. Driving Top Production, all kinds of goodness. By the way, I think we were going to have a show/stream to look at the entire 2026 NFL schedule. So, guys, welcome and... Only 2 more days until we figure out who plays. Until we figure out who plays who, when, and when.
MDE, what's up, my brother from another mother?
That means you can get sugar at 9 o'clock.
So, hey, there's Adam. We started it just so we'd be on time. Look at that. You have power. I see jerseys. I see Adam's face that's good enough for radio.
Yeah, I called the power company this morning. I said, hey, my house has to have power. What's going on? And I came home and it was magically all fixed. It was like they waved the wand and went, here you go.
Adam, you need Starlink at your house.
So,
I need what?
Starlink at your house.
Why?
That way, in case your electricity goes out, you at least would have internet.
I had internet. Half my house had power. The other half didn't. So like
power.
the outlet, the TV and the router were plugged into were still working, but everything else in the room was down. The refrigerator didn't work. I had to take everything to the downstairs freezer this morning. I was like, holy fudge, this is getting out of control. And then there were no breakers, but there were no breakers blown in the box, and I was like, something's wrong, dude. Something's wrong. So I talked to my boss this morning, and he's like, you better call the company and like tell them to come fix it. Gotta be the rooster.
So yesterday the Giants released their draft war room videos, of where they were on the phones accepting calls for trades and all of that stuff during the draft. And at pick 10, there was a little team that tried to move up in the draft to get the 10th pick.
What?
No, the Lions. Brad Holmes called the Giants GM trying to get the 10th pick. He was trying to offer this year's first round pick, the 2027 first round pick, and a third round pick to move up to 10. And they said, no, we want your 2026 first round pick too. And that's when Brad Holmes said, I'm sorry, the price is too steep, and backed off. And
so
the
they
reason
wanted their
why,
first round pick, Jeremy, but didn't want to give back their first round pick. They wanted to wait for next year.
No. They wanted 3 first round picks for us to move up 7 spots instead of 2. And that's just way too much.
More interesting than the price, who was it that they wanted?
Reuben Bain Jr.
Man, that would have been lethal. That'd have been lethal to think about having Bain and Hutchinson on the other side, man.
But then if that was the case, why didn't the Lions trade with Baltimore when Bain was available at 14?
Because they didn't want to trade. They have to want to trade. You know what I'm saying? At the time, the Giants were trying to amass picks because they're in a semi-rebuild mode after losing Dable.
I'm really bright today, ain't I?
Yeah, you are, Your Majesty.
Where'd my camera go? What the fuck?
It just blinked out.
It did. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the hell happened.
The Giants rebuilding necessarily.
It's a semi rebuild, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They weren't because they got new coaching staff, new coaches, and all of that. It is a semi rebuild because there is a transition period.
I don't know. I mean, in my power rankings, the Giants are my favorite to win the NFC East this year.
Mine is Dallas.
I don't like
I don't
Dallas.
think you.
I don't like them.
Problem with Cowboys that they have a brutal schedule this year.
And so do Philly.
Well,
Cowboys can win that division if like the whole division is 9-8 or something like that. Then I could see it.
oh,
But the Cowboys should just stay in the middle.
Am I
Hey,
good
I
now?
see a
Am I
camera.
good? I know my camera's a little off, but I'm playing with it. Woo.
Yeah, it's working.
Those of you out there watching, you're seeing the executive offices right now driving to the top.
Hey,
production.
Don Burr, you're absolutely right. I've been talking about that. There's a guy that we should bring up from Toledo. He's a left-hander. Jake Miller. Look him up. The kid's having one heck of a season for Toledo. And we don't have a dominant left-hander since Scooble got hurt.
The Tigers' injuries are insane.
yeah,
Insane.
it's ridiculous how many guys are on the IL for the Tigers.
All right, let's get. Is that better, boys? Am I not as bright as a pumpkin anymore?
If Baltimore was in the AFC East, you're right. They would be the team to beat, but they're in the AFC North where all the teams are pretty level until we see them play on the field.
I'm still thinking about the question as far as how good is Pittsburgh going to be? How good is Cincinnati going to be? I got
Right.
questions about both teams. I think one second. Pittsburgh has a quarterback problem, even with Rodgers there. He's going to be 42 years old. That's a real thing. So I don't really like Will Howard.
We do not need
or
Rodgers,
Deshaun.
Rav. Why does everyone keep saying we need Rodgers?
I don't think.
Why does
I
everyone
don't
keep
think you
saying
have
this?
any that's good enough there. And then maybe
I think they need to let.
Cincinnati's
I
pretty
think
good.
they.
But
I think they need to let Will Howard have a shot.
Right, I do too. Everyone keeps saying we need Will Howard. Like you need the rookie, young little dude to start, Rav, instead of Lamar Jackson.
Why do y'all think Will Howard's good? I'm serious. Like I keep hearing Steelers fans say this. Like I don't see any evidence. This guy was picked in the 6th round. He was good as last year at Ohio State. He had the greatest team in the world at Ohio State. Still got picked in the 6th round. There's no proof that this guy's any good. Better than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And do I think Lamar
there's no
is
real
healthy?
proof Mendoza is going to be any good either, but everyone keeps praising him.
Do I think Lamar is as long as Lamar they could be the team to beat in the AFC North? Yes, I do think. I still think, but it's 3 to the post. I like everybody but Cleveland in that division. Cleveland has no shot. They have no quarterback. They have no hope. They have nothing. They have the worst.
Hating Green Bay.
They can't be serious about Deshaun Watson.
Hayden Green. Hayden Green's going to be the starter. Watch.
Oh gosh. By the way,
he's 6'6". He moves relatively well, and he's got Boston and Concepcion to throw it to. I know Jeremy was trying to say something, and I think we both started at the same time. So go ahead, Jeremy.
No, I was just looking at emails while you guys talk. I just said I think Will Howard should be the starter.
okay, so I mean, we obviously don't know the entire schedule yet. We know bits and pieces. We know the 49ers and Rams are going to play in Melbourne, Australia. The Seahawks are going to open the season against one of the Patriots, Cardinals, Chargers, or Bears. The Cowboys and Giants are going to be the first Sunday night game. The Broncos and Chiefs are going to be the first Monday night game. The Lions and Bills are going to be the first Thursday night game in the Bills' new stadium. The Ravens and Cowboys are going to play in Rio de Janeiro. The Bengals and Falcons are going to play in Madrid. Eagles, Cowboys are going to play on Thanksgiving. And the rest of the schedule is as
Patriots, Seattle opening Wednesday night instead of Thursday night.
Oh, I hate. Oh, wait. Where are you hearing that?
I heard that earlier today.
No,
No, that's absolutely true. Where the game will be on Wednesday. We just don't know who the Seahawks are going to be playing that first Wednesday
Yes.
night.
Someone said it was going to be New England again. New England is on the schedule. I also read the Bears are going to have the toughest schedule out of everyone in the league.
This is your stream, man. I know you're a big schedule guy. The majority of Steelers fans think if you play Howard or Rudolph, I don't know what you got. I just don't get it. It's not Raven hate either. It's just I just don't know why y'all think this guy. I don't understand why you're so excited about Will Howard. I just don't.
Well, here's the first question I have for you guys. What do you all think about the Chiefs getting a home Monday Night Football game when the Broncos won the AFC West last year? That doesn't seem right.
I think it's the Mahomes rule. I think you're probably right. I think a lot of people still think the Chefs are going to be pretty good. And the Chefs are going to be there, and Mahomes is there, and Kelsey is still there. And I think the networks want the Chefs still. I'm not as convinced of that they're going to be – I'm not as sure they're going to be good this year. But I think a lot of people believe they're still really good. I think that's why. There's still a national.
I mean, they got Kenneth Walker now. They added some key weapons.
Yeah.
They added some fast wide receivers too. So
I think the Walker thing is really good. They were terrible at running back last year. I thought I think that's a big thing. They lost some pieces on defense. I think losing McDuffie and Watson, that's not good. That's a problem. I don't see how. That's hard. That's going to be very hard to overcome. They did go out in the draft and get some, young Delane. So we'll see. But I think I'm just not sold on Kansas City. I'm just
Yinzer. All right, Yinzer. I am just not sold on Aaron Rodgers after watching him the last 3 games. Absolutely, you could tell the age was catching up to him. Just wearing out down the stretch. He could have played dominant against Cleveland. In Cleveland, I was there. He looked like a scared little pansy. Myles Garrett's going to tackle me. I got to throw out like a little wuss. And that was bullshit. Fuck.
Yeah, but
why don't you like Aaron? Why are you so hard on Aaron? I mean, he was decent last year. He's better than what was there the year before, for sure. Or anybody else you had.
And you have to admit, the Week 17-18 Steelers offense was not the Steelers offense from that Detroit game when DK and Metcalf went head over heels with the Lion fan.
Right, because the old age was catching up to Aaron Rodgers in the middle of the season, just like it did with Joe Flacco in Cleveland when he went to the playoff game and couldn't throw a damn fucking pass over 25 yards.
Jeremy, go ahead, Charles. Go ahead.
No, just real quick. I'll defend Aaron on one more thing. All he really had last year was DK Metcalf, right? So there was nothing else there.
Well, they're Pat Fryermuth, but they decided not to in the offense because he just loved throwing to Kenneth Gainwell because it was a barely 5-yard fucking dump. Every once in a while, he'd throw a deep ball and it would look like a magic catch because he wasn't on target. And all of a sudden, Kenneth Gainwell looked like a genius and got a multi-deal deal out of Tampa Bay out of it. So he made the best of his chances for sure.
Jeremy, my question to you is, seemingly the Cowboys get a primetime game week 1, whether it be Thursday night or Sunday night.
Okay.
Why?
Monday night against
is the NFL good for in good standing having the Cowboys play a week 1 primetime game, or is this a 1,000% ratings grab, knowing the Cowboys are going to be quote unquote America's rating team?
Well, they do have one star on their helmet.
That's not a star. That is a rating system. But anyway, they're watched because not only are they the most liked in Texas, which has a huge population, they are also the most loathed across the country, and people watch to see them fail.
Right. It's like John Cena. He's like John Cena. Half the people like him, half the people hate him, but they all still watch him.
Right.
I really just compared the Cowboys to John Cena. That's horrible.
John Cena's much better than that.
Right.
And it's funny. That's what
But
John
I was
Cena would have
just
said
giving-
about himself one time. He compared himself to like the Yankees. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
kind of what he said.
I was just trying to throw a comparison right of what I think.
But that's
the
another
Cowboys
team
are.
that's the same thing. Very loved by their fans, very hated by everybody else. It's success. Success sometimes causes hatred. There's no better way to say it.
How many times have we had the Giants and the Cowboys on this opening Sunday, for God's sake? This must be at least 7 or 8 times in the last 10 years. I'm trying to Google it now and see, but I'm not imagining that. Like, they've had the Cowboys and the Giants, I don't know how many times the first week. Who wants to see the Giants? The Giants are awful. I mean, I think they're going to be better this year, but, like, they've been awful. What, is Lawrence Taylor still on the team? Or like, why do we keep getting that crap, like the Giants?
Maybe it's Harbaugh's first game as Giant head coach.
Okay. I mean, I just think it's weird how many times they've had Sunday Night Football opener 2013, 2015, 2017, 2023, 2026. They also got it 2012 when this the last time the season opened up on Wednesday.
The day before the presidential debate between Obama and Mitt Romney. Yeah.
Giants.
I mean, it's a rating poll. I mean, if the Jags win Dallas, then we'd be on Sunday Night Football. But you know what? Have the biggest city in America against the biggest rating grab when Jackson Dart and Dak Prescott be playing. Sign me up. I want all the Cam Scatterbo.
And the Giants may be decent this year. Let me just say that too. I think they may be decent, but like it seems like we're getting this one a lot. Like the Giants and the Cowboys. I don't think the Giants. I mean, how many people are Giant fans? Like outside of New York.
We get it opening night, and then we get it on Thanksgiving, right? So it's 2 primetime spotlights for 2 teams in one division, and they're playing each other.
Yeah. Jeremy, question about your Lions. Detroit plays Buffalo week 2, if I'm not mistaken, at the new stadium. Is it an advantage or disadvantage for the Lions to play Buffalo early in the year where the weather is, quote unquote, not what it could be week 15, week 16, where it could be a nor'easter for all we know?
I could care less when we play anyone and who we play.
Oh shit, Michael!
You play the schedule that's in front of you. So if they do it week 2, great. If they do it the week after Thanksgiving again, I don't care.
What?
Michael, they would call that the Spank Bowl.
What? What is he? Jeremy, what's he saying? I mean, if you want the biggest range, just make what?
Just make
OnlyFans, baby. Make OnlyFans free for a night. Be the biggest Spank Bowl in America.
Oh no. Okay.
Spank Fest 2026. That's what it would be.
See, Michael, you're being really insensitive. Really insensitive right now. How are those women going to make money if it's free? Now, what's wrong with you, brother?
Have you not paid attention? All of them have a free channel and a paid channel.
I'm not going to answer that question.
I've never seen it, brother. I don't. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something real quick. One thing I like more than women is money. I can tell you that right now. I'm not going to put no strippers' money through college. I don't put my own kid through college.
Hey, all I know is that when I was about, 32 and 34 and I just went through my divorce and I didn't meet the the girlfriend that I stayed with for 8 years after that. I went to the strip club, and this poor girl says, "Hey, I'm doing this for food for my kids," and I left and went to the grocery store. So I came back and threw canned goods.
In any
I've
way,
seen somebody do something like that before too.
I'm probably
Years
the
ago.
I'm probably the youngest one here by I don't know a few
At
years.
least 20 years. I'm guessing.
10
Are
years.
you what, in your 20s?
How old are you? How old are you?
33.
Right?
10 years.
33? You are 23 years younger than me.
About 15 years younger than me. I'm 48.
Yeah, I'm right there.
What do you guys think about the 49ers and Rams? Obviously, we know it's been on the schedule for a while, but we talk about games in London or Madrid or Paris or
And this one's
Brazil,
in
but a
over there in
game in
Melbourne.
Australia, is that going to put both teams at a competitive disadvantage with all that jet lag?
If you think about it, that's why they did it on a Wednesday night. That way they can get back, get over the 2 days of jet lag, and then start over on Monday with a normal week.
So wait, we have 2 Wednesday games. That means I got to play fantasy football.
No, Thursday. The Rams.
That's a Wednesday night game. There is no Thursday night game till week 2. It's a Wednesday night game. There's Wednesday night, Friday. No, it's Wednesday night, Friday night, and then Sunday.
Wait a minute. But I thought the 49ers and Rams were playing the Thursday night game on one of the streaming channels.
No,
I think that's right.
They changed it to Wednesday. They changed it to Wednesday because the first Thursday night football game will be Lions versus Bills. They already said that in week 2.
No, wait. The Lions Bills game is going to be on Prime though.
September 10th is the date for that game.
On Thursday night, week 2 is the first Thursday night football game on Prime. There's no Thursday night football game week 1. It's a Wednesday night game, a Friday night game, and then it's all day Sunday.
That's opening week.
That's opening week.
So the first game, that game Rams is the 10th. That's Thursday. So it might be Wednesday in Australia for all I know.
No, it's going to be Friday because Australia is like 12, 13 hours ahead of us.
So September 10th in Melbourne. I think that's why they moved the other game to Wednesday. The opening night game to Wednesday night. The Seahawks.
Which is freaking weird, but I'm not in charge of that.
If you will be
before. It's not like they've never done that. They've done it once or twice.
If you were the NFL and could have one of the Cardinals, Chargers, Patriots, or Bears play in Seattle opening night, who would it be?
It's gonna be New England.
Yeah, I'm rooting for New England. I can't wait for them to start teeing up the Vrabel.
I mean, we had the new Patriots look.
I can't wait
last night.
Yeah. Mike Tomlin will be there with NBC, I believe.
Wow.
You know what? I want to see Caleb Williams and Sam Darnold play on the same field.
What? You want to see who?
Caleb Williams and Sam Darnold play on the same blade of grass opening night.
Why?
Favorite little rascal is Spanky, huh? I get it. I hear you. It sure would be if you had that show, bro.
Can I get your reason why?
Let me tell you, the Super Bowl was one of the worst I can see, and at least with the Bears, we have one of the league's most ascending quarterbacks, and we have Ben Johnson. I don't know about you, but Ben Johnson could sure coach. I want a great offensive-minded coach against a great defense mind coach week 1.
The team I would have liked in that spot is not going to have, and that's the Rams. I think that would have been the coolest one to see the Rams, because I really would love to see how they look in a game like that week 1. But they're going to be playing in Melbourne with the Niners. That's going to be a real tough division. I saw power rankings, top 3 teams in the NFL. Somebody had the Rams, the Niners, and the Seahawks. Now, I don't know how you can have all 3 in the top 3, but
San Francisco's not a top 3 team in the league this year. I don't think the 49ers are making the playoffs. So that's just me.
Defensively, I don't think so. I just think they
They'll
kind of
get
was
Fred
smoking
Warner
mirrors
back, but they
last
did
year,
lose D. Winters, and
they lost Robert Saleh. That's a big deal too. Like that's like
Yeah.
he had smoke and mirrors, I thought, last year, and then now he's gone, and a lot of your defensive players that you had aren't any good. You know, outside of Fred Warner, they get Greenlaw back. That's good. But
They were-
I'm not so sure about that defense.
they were all gone last year, Rob.
Yeah, that's the point. But they still even won, which is unbelievable. But the thing is, like, their defensive coordinator is gone, and I don't think you can continue to do that with the personnel that you have a good defense like that, especially without Saleh there. That's a big deal. Like that they don't have him. Goodell gets paid $68 million a year. I would take that money and build some houses for homeless vets. Take some money and buy a toupee. Take some money and go fund me for Jamie's forehead.
What?
and his reduction. Homeless vets, I'm right with you there. We don't do enough for vets in this country, so that's for sure. You're looking at 2 on this screen. You're looking here 2 on this screen here that have to work 7 days a week. So so that's a whole other thing. But Goodell making $68 million, that's crazy. That's
20 every 22 seconds. Do you know what happens in this country?
A veteran commits suicide?
Yep.
And you know what, Jeremy? I think we need to respect all vets. And I mean, you know what? The fact that you represent our country.
Thank you. I was happy to do so. I wrote a blank check. And even though I've been discharged for many years, you know what they never discharged me from? The vows that you took, the oath to be a soldier.
How many years did you serve?
I only had to serve 2. It was a 2-year enlistment. But at the time when I was getting out and they were doing the re-up phase, they came to me 3 days after the big bonuses stopped. My roommate, who was my bunkmate, got a $50,000 bonus for re-upping for another 4 years off of a 2-year enlistment. 2 days later, what did they offer me? $5,000. You know what I told them? I said, for $5,000, I'm tired of being all I can be.
If they would have given you if the Army would have given you $50,000, you would have done it.
If I'd have got the $50,000, I'd have been re-upping for 4 years in a heartbeat and a chance to go overseas and actually be at one of those bases that I talked about.
Oh, those bonuses change a lot of people. We had one guy for years. He said, "I'm not going to re-up. I'm done with this. I'm done with this blank blank. They can kiss my blank blank." Da 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 da. It's like, well, I re-up. Oh no, they offered me $30,000. I changed my mind.
Charles, what do you think about the Ravens playing Rio de Janeiro against the Cowboys week 3?
I don't love these international games. I don't think they do.
I don't think anyone does.
I don't think they do anything for me in particular. I think I think it's good to get a neutral site game for them. And I think he got a shot at beating Dallas early. I think that's more I'm thinking about. I don't think Dallas is that good. So it's good to get them early. But yeah, these neutral site games, I mean, they don't really do anything for me. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could be in the minority. I mean, they're doing them. I mean, they're giving a lot of money to do them, so they're gonna keep doing them. I don't know if it's true with the NFL. I know in WWE, they're getting like a lot of cash for these. A lot of people don't realize, like everywhere they go now, they get site fees. So they're paying them to come there. So, like, I'm sure that's the case in the NFL too. So they're getting $5 million just to show up, and then they're selling tickets, et cetera, making a big event, sell it separately to Netflix, et cetera, or whoever, YouTube or whoever it is. So, like, but I don't have much on that outside of, beating the Cowboys and all that. I think the Cowboys are very mediocre. I think with Jerry Jones still around and all that, I don't have any confidence in Dallas. They're kind of weird. He's kind of turned into Al Davis, in my opinion. I'm with that. I'm more for that idea, like playing games in Montana, South Dakota.
There's plenty of states that have stadiums that are sitting empty. St. Louis still has a team in the UFL. You could play a game there where the Battlehawks play. They bring in some of the best attendances in the UFL. You have other states like Alabama, Mississippi. You have Arkansas, Iowa, both of the Dakotas, Wyoming, Nevada. Oh, no, sorry. Nevada has the Raiders. I forgot.
Utah. I actually have an idea. If possible, why can't there be one weekend a year where every NFL team plays at a historic college football stadium? For instance, the Rams could play at the Rose Bowl, or one of the Steelers or Eagles could play at Happy Valley, or the Saints could play at Death Valley.
Unfortunately, that ended back when the LA Rams left to go to St. Louis, because they did play in the Coliseum.
I know.
And the NCAA said, we are no longer going to have professional teams in our stadiums.
Even preseason games.
Why not the London Jaguars, Dylan?
Oh gosh!
Because of that contract that they won't be able to get out of for the first 20 years on the new stadium.
No, that's not the question I wanted you to ask me. I wanted you to ask me that the Jags are playing 2 games in London this year.
But why wouldn't they move to London if they're so? Why are they so hot to trot on London? Why would they agree to that?
Well, you can't do that.
Well,
the Jags team to London, you can't.
Why can't
time travel? Yeah, you can't. You can't do that.
Oh, they're talking about it. They're talking about making it a global brand. That's why we're in Australia this year. That's why we went to Brazil 2 years ago.
Okay, well, one game is fine, but not fucking a whole 9 games over in London.
I'm not sure the economy in London is better than the one in Jacksonville, as much as that sounds crazy to some people. But the European economy and the one in Florida Florida and California have a lot of money there in both.
I was just calling the London silly nannies.
So they have a global brand, but I think that's the reason why it is. I don't know why they agree to that.
The reason why is their owner, Khan, owns the hotel chain that's based out of London.
I wonder why he wants to go there so much.
Adam, here's one other thing. The Jags are redeveloping or rebuilding their stadium, so the stadium capacity is going to be lower this year. It's going to be a lot like you guys probably don't watch Premier League football. When Tottenham Hotspur rebuilt its stadium, and they played 1 year White Hart Lane for limited venue with limited capacity. Then the next year played at Wembley, and then played at the new stadium. The Jags are going to play this year limited capacity. Then they're going to play in Orlando, and then they're going to play at the new stadium. So, the Jags have played 2 straight weeks in London. I mean, I'm guessing the fans in Duval are not going to like it because they only get, maybe 6 home games a year.
But I remember the Vikings played back-to-back games overseas.
Yeah, you can attest because you guys played the Vikings in Dublin.
Right, and then they flew to London because they had another international game. They didn't even come home.
And played the
back-to-back international games.
Actually, wait a minute, not the Jets, the Browns.
Yeah, the Browns were the following week, yeah. And they were both overseas.
No, not that it mattered. I mean, and then the next week it was the Broncos and Jets, which might have been the worst game of the year last year, but that's another story.
We've seen this
national schedule been released?
Most of it has. Well, we used to see what he's talking about. Like, I know the Packers for years, they used to play in Milwaukee every year.
At County Stadium.
Yeah, they used to play there for years.
The Eagles will play Jaguars in London. That was just a report that came on my phone. I also heard that, and that's why I plan to play the Jaguars in London, because it's like a Steelers home game in Jacksonville. We travel very well for that game. It's usually a yellow house. It's usually not a Jaguar color theme in the audience whenever we go there.
I think the Steelers are the most well-represented team now in the league, like in terms of road games. It's never – I can't remember the last time I saw a Steeler game and there wasn't like a pretty big contingent of Steeler fans. I can't remember the last time I seen it. Even in Baltimore, you don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, when the Steelers go to play the Chargers in LA, it's like 80% Steeler fans.
I do think what's happening too is the cost of the games is factoring in. You would never see like opposing teams in stadiums ever. Like you would hardly ever see it. Now you see it all the time, and I do think it's the people that are more dedicated to go more often, and they're kind of they're not necessarily geographical area. They'll
the
go
flights are easier now too. There's more flights, there's more connections, there's more ways to get there. That's a huge help. That's big.
I went to at work. I was talking to one guy. He spent the last 5 years. He's retired, going to every Bucks game, home and away. Everyone.
Every what?
Every Bucks game, home and away. All of them.
Even when the Bucks played in Munich?
All of them. He went to every game. He's in his seat for every Bucks game. He said he likes the division games, obviously, because he's an easier drive for him. But if he has to go there, but he goes to every game. I think we're seeing more of that, though. Guys that are doing stuff like that. That is dedication. Yeah.
Jeremy, who do you want the Lions to face in Munich, Germany? Do you want an NFC North opponent? Or do you want somebody else?
I don't care, but I actually want what they rumor to be the opponent. I want the Giants. I think we can take them.
I mean, that'd be interesting. It'd be if that's true, week 11. I mean, there could be some weather in Germany.
I'm not worried about weather. You keep saying the weather like it's a big thing. Goff has played in the rain in 1 games at the Lions. He's played in the snow in 1 games at the Lions. He's played in freezing weather. And 1 games in Chicago in week 18, week 17. 1 in Green Bay.
That one week 16 game was that 116 week 16 game was one because Ben Johnson made called the play where everybody fell down on purpose.
That was actually in Thanksgiving. It was the stumble bum play. I know exactly what you're talking about. That
They
was
played with
Thanksgiving
Golf
Day
Town
versus Bays.
Laporta.
Yep.
Where are you hearing this?
I think that's only rumor. And I mean, that looks like Saints Steelers week 7 at the Stade de France. But that's not confirmed yet.
We'll find out Thursday which ones are confirmed. That's what I'm waiting for. So
Wednesday, isn't Wednesday the international release, Jeremy?
I don't know. I just know that Thursday is
tomorrow?
the schedule release.
They
Wait a
usually release games during the day, like different teams. I see some teams will release them like at, I know the Jaguars are one like at 3:00 in the afternoon. They'll go
Hold
ahead
it.
and release their schedule.
Hey, guys, this is unconfirmed. I'm hearing rumors that the Patriots and Lions may play week 10 in Munich. Wow, if that's true. That'd be a game.
How good do you think New England's going to be? I'm kind of curious what you guys think.
I guess it all comes down if they get AJ Brown on June 1st or not.
Jeremy?
What?
How do you expect the Patriots to fare this year?
Not as good as last year because they're going to have a first place schedule.
Charles, my answer may surprise you. I think the Patriots are going to be a better team than they were last year. And there's a very good high likelihood the Patriots miss the playoffs. Not because New England's a bad team, but the schedule is so much harder. Playing the NFC North, the AFC West, in Seattle, not to mention Jacksonville in Duval County. Plus, that Patriot offensive line was exposed in the Super Bowl. Who knows if Cam's going to end up at guard? I think New England drafted another tackle this year. And I'm not saying this, but the off the field scandal with Mike Vrabel and she who shall not be named won't help matters.
I'm not sure if they're better than Buffalo or not.
You
I'm
talking
still
about the new
just
Patriots logo, girl?
That's been going
knows.
on for years, by the way, allegedly.
Rav
That's
saw
been
it.
going on for years.
Good for them, man. Shit.
6 years.
I'm
That's
happy
crazy.
for them.
Reliable sources, right, bro. You're getting it in for 6 years. That's a reliable source. That's dedication. AJ Brown's going to be too busy reading books rather than crying about football. For those that don't know who that is, AJ Brown, like in the middle when the defense is on the field, he actually picks up a book and reads it on the sideline in the middle of the game.
Could read the never-ending story and never ends.
I'm not sure they're better than Buffalo. I'm still thinking about it. But we see, like, I'm looking at a lot of these divisions, and like, there's a lot of cluster in these same divisions. There's not a lot of divisions where one team is really above the rest. Like the Lions, the Packers, the Bears, the Vikings, really close together. And then they're not as good, but the Panthers. The South, they're kind of all in that same little. Our division, the North, the Steelers, Ravens, they're all kind of, it's interesting. You see it like certain divisions are better and worse. all the teams are good or all the teams are not so good?
I don't know if you guys been paying attention to baseball tonight, but a certain pitcher for a certain team that one of us likes, a certain pitcher for a certain team that
Would
one
you
of
just
us
say his
likes.
fucking name?
Will you
and
just say what it is instead of beating around the bush?
Paul Skeens was
I knew
in
you were talking
Fuego.
about, but still.
For,
Fuck.
sorry, I'm just trying to make a joke. But Paul Skeens was hotter than a firecracker again tonight. 8 innings, struck out 10, 2 hits, and 1 bunt attempt by the Rockies. Yeah, Paul Skeens' ERA after open day looked like my GPA in college, and now it's like under 2.
Paul Skeens is pretty damn good.
Might be the best pitcher in baseball now that Scoobas.
Joey Ohtani's still at 0.97, so he's still got a bit to go, buddy.
Is Ohtani hitting tonight, or what's going on?
They have now this year for the first time in games have him not hit when he's pitching. So I've seen that they've done that a
Yeah, if
couple
he's
times.
pitching, he's not hitting. I've noticed that too, Rav.
Let me look at the line. Ohtani is hitting tonight.
So he's in the game. Cool.
And pitching. Excuse me. Yamamoto's pitching. Well, never mind.
Yeah, Yamamoto's pitching.
That would be a reason why he's hitting.
His offensive numbers are not Ohtani-like, but what he's doing on the mound is unbelievable. Like, if he could win a Cy Young, I mean, that would be insane, bro. Like, to hit 50 home runs year after year after year, and then win Cy Young, and now we're still early, but that would be crazy to me. That would be unbelievable. Skeens was terrible on opening day, and he's looked like Paul Skeens ever since. I think probably the only reason he sucked on opening day was the World Baseball Classic. I think that's why he was because he was heavily involved in that. I think a couple of those pitchers kind of struggled in their first start or two after that. Other than that, he's been fantastic.
But if O'Neal Cruz could catch a cold in Alaska, he might have his ERA be like 1.3.
Why are the Pirates winning more games? Like, they're good, but they're you can see them. They're better than they've been, but still, like,
they're in third place in a division that's all above 500.
Yeah, I mean, Pirates are really good this year. They not only have Brian Loud, Ryan O'Hearn.
They're just in a division, Rab, where it's like, okay, every team's over 500. It's like, it's just like the AFC North and the NFC North. It's like, when them divisions are really good, all of a sudden you got teams that are all up over 500, and unfortunately, some of them aren't going to make the playoffs.
The Cardinals have been good. That's a what the H to me. Like, I didn't see that one coming. Like, all of a sudden, Jordan Walker is looking like a human being. They're finally getting what they've been waiting for with him. So that's wow. Cubs have been good. That doesn't surprise me. The pitching is going to be really good. Offensively, they've kind of not been great, though.
I don't understand. You could do what you want as a lineup. I don't understand. I don't understand.
I've never understood the deal. I've never understood the big deal about.
If you want your pitcher to hit, let him hit. Who cares?
I don't know. Yeah, I kind of don't agree with teams. I heard that too. What Michael said there, but I don't know why they're complaining. What are you mad about? He's the greatest. Plus, he's the greatest.
We spend over $100 million this year on our payroll, Michael. We're getting somewhere. We're not the cheapest. I think we're 19th in the league overall right now at spending money.
I think they're right there. I think the Pirates have a real team though this year. They're not just this team that's, for sure going to finish in last. I mean, they have real. I mean, their pitching staff is really good. Connor Griffin, they just spent a lot of money on too. So that was smart, getting that done already.
By the way, Charles, did you see the 5-4-3 that the Yankees pulled off and yet got nobody out tonight? I'm like, what? I don't think I've ever seen that. A 5-4-3 that didn't result in an out.
I didn't watch the game tonight, so I actually went to my daughter's recital, so I actually didn't watch any of the game tonight. I was in the car, I heard Ben Rice put one over.
I'm going to be at 5-4-3 with no outs.
Well, they actually tried it. I'm assuming they tried to do it, and they didn't get anybody.
So it's just a hit.
Yeah, Yankees won 6-2 tonight.
Right, it's just a hit.
I guess
what they tried to do. If they got no outs, that means the guy got a hit.
They might have overturned the one they got. They might have overturned it. ABS might have overturned it or whatever they challenged it. I don't know. I didn't watch the game. I actually didn't. This is one.
Michael, did they give him a hit on this or an error?
Might have been a fielder's choice for all we know.
If there were no outs, there's no fielder's choice. If they got no one out, there was no fielder's choice.
Let me see what I can find.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right about that.
Okay, it was a fielder's choice E5. Got it. Thanks, Michael.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so they did get an out. They did get an out with the fielder's choice. Jeremy, did you see the play? I didn't
No,
really.
I worked. I haven't. I don't even have TV. I sit here and I do everything by looking at game casts. I don't even watch stuff anymore.
That's because you're way too knowledgeable for this shit.
Oh, wait. Safe on a throwing. Wait, safe on a throwing?
The throwing error. Okay.
So it's an E5 period? Now Michael's saying that. I'm sorry, Jeremy. Michael's saying there was no out recorded, so it can't be a fielder's choice.
The fielder's choice was him throwing to the wrong base. That's what they're basically saying.
It can't be a fielder's choice. Fielder's choice is an out. Jeremy, right?
He made a decision, and it was an error. So there's no out, is what they're saying.
So how is it okay? I'm done. I always thought a fielder's choice was a forced out.
Nope.
Because they don't count the 5 and the 4 unless it's an out. That's what I thought too.
I don't understand this one at all, but I mean, there's a lot of
unless they overturned it.
Non-errors given these days.
They overturned it.
Okay.
I could see that. Like, okay, no, you thought you had one, but you didn't get it.
Oh, by the way, speaking of baseball, we lost a legend in the sport. Bobby Cox passed away this weekend. Hall of Fame for race manager, baseball lifer, all-time MLB leader and most injections for a manager. World Series winner for the Atlanta Braves 95, 14 straight division titles. And frankly, I think everybody who played for Coxie loved him.
True baseball guy. Kind of like what you used to see with a lot of these managers. Managers used to be the real quote unquote character actors in athletics. Like, they always had a personality. Lou Piniella and Tommy Lasorda and those guys. Like I said, Bobby Cox was definitely one of those guys. He was always getting kicked out of a game as well. It's funny, him and Ted Turner, who passed away. You think about that, and I was talking about that last week, how much they would like the Braves team that they got right now, both of them, because they were really both Ted Turner and Bobby Cox was so much instrumental to the Braves getting turned around. I mean, they were awful for years and years before Bobby Cox got there and really turned it around for them as well. So rest in peace to the skip, Bobby Cox, man. That's probably the one team too I watched the most outside of the Orioles growing up. Like the Braves. The Braves were always on that TBS, and you could watch the Braves, and they always started at 7:35, and you could watch the lousy Braves games, like because they were always bad. The Braves were on cable, and the Mets. The Mets were the other team like they were on. WWOR was on.
What do you mean CW Cubs?
I didn't have WGN. I heard about that one too, but I didn't have that for whatever reason. We didn't have WGN.
TBS was the big one for the Braves, right?
Yeah. Yep.
158 ejections. I will mention the list reflective of Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah, I get it, brother. Wilt Chamberlain was over with 1,000 ejections, if you know what I mean. Bobby Cox was the GM. I was just thinking about it. Bobby Cox was the GM before he was the manager. Traded for John Smoltz and drafted Tom Glavine. Everybody talks about Mad Dog Greg Max, how good it was. Tom Glavine was the guy that really got it rolling for him at the start. He was the one guy who was there during those lousy years, but was really good. And then when it got good, they had Maddox. Smoltz was kind of the young guy, came up. Steve Avery, those guys. They really built a really good team.
Yeah, and you could say Bobby Cox was a huge reason why the Braves won in the 90s. Getting David Justice, getting Huff Justice, drafting Chipper Jones, because I mean that 91 Game 7 of the World Series, one of the greatest games ever played. I mean, it's one of the top 4 or 5 greatest. I mean, go off the top of your head right now. What would be like the 5 best baseball postseason games you can remember without any bias?
Francisco Cabrera hitting that fucking single to Barry Bonds. Fuck him.
I knew you would say that, Adam.
You know what was really there?
Not able to throw out fucking broken leg Breen, who wasn't even stealing, by the way.
The Braves and Twins in 91, I've said that forever. That was one of the best 0-0
Game
games.
7. That Game 7 is the only thing you remember.
Yeah, that was
fantastic. And the Kirby pocket catch off the glass, right?
Off
the hefty bag, I used to call it. In that ugly Homer Dome. I tell you what is there, I would say the World Series we just had. The Tigers, as far as a whole series, if you're just talking about one game, that wasn't a question. But the one game, in Game 7 in this last series was tremendous as well. But
the whole series was tremendous.
Oh yeah, I think
it was a bad game.
Fantastic.
And then have Yamamoto go old school, win Game 6, come out of the bullpen, throw 2 and 2/3 innings, 2+ innings, win Game 7.
I think like that really was the eye opener for me. Yamamoto in the World Series, he was really. You talk about how good Skubal is, and you talk about how good Skeen is. Yamamoto is really right there with them. Really just behind them, but just by a hair. He's fantastic for me. I mean, he in that Game 7 was just unbelievable.
Maybe I don't know if this was the best game, but maybe one of the craziest games I can remember was Game 6 of the 2011 World Series. Rangers
deal 10 innings for the Twins too, and Game 7 against John Smoltz.
Oh wait, you thinking of Game 7 of the 01 World Series? Yeah, that would have been Schilling Roger Clemens. That was a great game. Game winner.
No, I'm talking about his comment right now. Jack Morris and John Smoltz went 10 innings.
That was in 91.
Yeah.
The first part of this comment is the one I love the most. Luis Gonzalez hitting the blooper off of Mariano. Let me tell you something. You would have
If
thought
they
that was
weren't
the
playing
Baltimore
infield
Orioles.
in, that hit never hits. That hit never goes if they're playing infield in.
You would have thought the Baltimore Orioles won that World Series. How happy I was to not see the Yankees get it one more year. I mean, I literally, I've never been so excited. I leaped up off the couch. Like when Gonzalez got that French that blooper, man. That was fantastic stuff.
Hey, Jeremy, do you remember when Bucky Anderson said when who was the Padre manager in '84? The
I was 14, so no, I
so
don't remember
when
what he
the
said.
Bucky Anderson
I wanna
said that
say-
Kirk Gibson said, and I quote, "He don't want to walk you. He don't
I
want
want
to
to say
walk
Jack
you."
McKeon, but I want to look.
No, he was the GM. It was. Oh, shoot. He was the A's manager in 72. 1984. It was Dick Williams. Thank you. And Dick Williams didn't walk Kirk Gibson with goose scotches in the game. And then Gibson hit one into the right field bleachers, which basically ended the World Series.
I was 5, maybe 4. What year? 84. I was 5.
84
I was
at
5.
Old Michael Stadium.
I was 5. I didn't watch that game. Sorry, I missed it.
That Tiger team was.
Was that the Howard Johnson? Was that the
Really
Howard
good.
Johnson team?
Howard Johnson, Tom Brookins, Alan Trammell, Lou Whitaker, Johnny Walkenfuss, Darrell Evans,
Willie Hernandez.
Chet Willie. I was talking offensive players. I haven't even got to the pitching staff yet. Chet Lemon, Kirk Gibson. I can't remember who the other outfielder was, but Hojo was on that team. Lance Parrish. Then you had Jack Morris, Dan Petrie, Rick Leach was the third baseman also that year.
Rusty
Kuntz. Rusty Kuntz, and if you say it the way it's spelt, it's not good to say on the air. But anyway,
Is it like a Roy Waugh thing?
yeah, it's Kuntz. It's Kuntz in German, but you know what the American people have said it as a few times. Even announcers have made that mistake on the radio.
I do remember that Tiger team. They was 35-5 historically. They got off to just a ridiculously.
You know what's
great
crazy
start.
is that, Adam, I'm going to bring this up because I think it's funny. Do you know that the 84 Tigers in August had the exact same August record as the Tigers last season? They damn near lost the division to the White Sox that year because they played so horribly in August.
That was only a 2-team race then.
Yeah.
Only 2 teams got in, in the 80s. That's it.
Kuntz may be rusty, but please, oh my Lord, just don't be crusty.
Dude, Michael's on fire again tonight, Jeremy.
Wait a minute. The Tigers won the AL East by 15 games that year.
The August, it got close at the end of August. You remember they still ended at the beginning of September. They didn't go into October like they do now because it was only 140 games. In August, it got down to less than a 5-game. They were talking about, wow, Chicago could overtake them.
That's insane. Dude, Howard Johnson's a good person to talk to. I like talking to him. Me and Joe talked to him for almost an hour and a half.
Mr. 3030, Howard Johnson. That's the first guy I think about. One of the first guys I think about with the 30.
He was a guest on the Driving to the Top show, guys. I'll try and reach out to him again. See if maybe bring him on for a baseball night or something.
That's a show right there. Like, how many guys like Howard Johnson, how many people know how good of a player he was? I mean, he was not any also ran player. I mean, he was a guy that you could build around. And I hardly ever hear his name. Is he in the Hall of Fame? Howard Johnson?
No.
Not yet.
I don't know. I haven't looked at his stats. I'm just going off the top of my head. But I remember he had 30-30 at least 5 times. I remember that. It had to be something like that. Next year's Hall of Fame class is going to be terrible.
Well, Buster Posey.
Buster Posey should get in. And I think John Lester's one that you give consideration.
Yeah.
That's about it. I can't think of none of the other names I saw were any good.
That's okay. I did shots with Zara with Chara on my birthday in Boston. That was rough. Like I'm like looking up like I'm looking up at a freaking tree.
Who's the I mean, for each one of you guys, who's the biggest sports personality or personality, insider, writer, journalist, or player you've ever interviewed? Not meant, but interviewed. It could be for a stream or it could be for an article.
Be right back, gentlemen. Nature calls.
I'll let Adam go first since he's done more interviews than me.
Man,
or at least longer.
I mean, me and Tom had Jeff Fry on. That was a great conversation. We almost went 2 hours with him. He played second base for the Rangers, and he played for the Red Sox. The day he got called up, he got put in the starting lineup, and he got there with 2 hours to spare. The starting pitcher that night was Nolan Ryan, so he's playing second base behind Nolan Ryan, and that was a good conversation. Like I said, we almost went 2 hours. I mean, we had Lanny Fratteri on. That was Lanny Fratteri is my favorite announcer by far. So he was a great conversation. I still try to talk to him to this day. You know, I send him a text or whatever every once in a while, and he sends me something back when he can. Butterbean. Who else?
That would be awesome to meet Butterbean. Butterbean was GOAT, brother. Love Butterbean.
I mean, even I had Steve on, who's a pretty big Facebook guy that tells write that down jokes, stories. He was on our show for Tuesday night. He was on Open Bike one night with us. And you guys didn't know who he was, and I was like, fuck. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't really look at it that way. I just look at it as having connections. So I don't want to play favorites into someone.
I would say the biggest two I've had might be the last two I just had.
I was going to say, those were some pretty big ones.
Phil Wood has been doing Baltimore radio and TV for 30 years. I mean, I love Phil Wood. Phil Wood, I watched him all growing up. Anybody would know him in Baltimore, did all the outstanding radio, outstanding, just a brilliant sports guy. Back before the internet, absolutely brilliant. And Jason Lacafora worked at CBS. He was a former NFL insider. I think I haven't spoken to him and said this, but he was let go from Baltimore radio recently, and it was a lot of controversy. And I think one of the reasons he did it was he's got a new venture now. He's got a new streaming venture.
Put the poker chips
he's
down.
Putting himself out there for the new. So he's one. Derek Lewis would be the other one, former Maryland Terp. That would be the other guy I would say we were talking about how he played against Michael Jordan in college and at the University of Maryland.
No.
As well. He actually played. He played at Maryland. Obviously, Michael played at North Carolina, right? But he actually was drafted by the Bulls when Michael was there. So that's why he actually wound up never playing in the league, because he couldn't. He was actually going against Jordan every day. So I think those would be the three for me. I would say would be the most.
Now here's one for you, Rob. Off the air, and I wasn't on the air for the interview or the conversation, but off the air, Ray Rice was one of my favorite people to talk to off the air because he stayed online. He stayed and talked to us for almost an hour and a half off of camera.
Yeah.
And you hear the reputation. Obviously, being a Steeler fan, great. That was in the rivalry years where it was fun to watch, and Ray Rice was an excellent guy to talk to. I really liked talking to Ray Rice. Danny Wilcox is cool too, but me and him got into a little bit of a communication because he's a big Tomlin fan and I'm not, because he won a Super Bowl with him in Tampa. No, he'll tell you that to his face. He'll tell you that. Like, me and him got into it.
I wouldn't be surprised listening to him and Matt talk the way he cuts from the whole thing.
But Daniel's a great guy to know. I mean, he's still good to talk to. But I mean, I didn't look at it as a fight. I just looked at it as me speaking my mind.
Jeremy, who have you interviewed?
Glover Quinn, former safety of the Lions. I have actually met face to face and did somewhat of an interview out at Mount Pleasant with Herman Moore.
Nice.
Let's see, who else have I met? Charles Harris. I met him in person at a signing, and it was in Kochville, which is just outside of Saginaw, a small town. There was only about 40 people there for the signing, so I waited for everybody to get done, and we talked. And he did like a little intro cameo at no charge to me for my podcast back when I first started.
And not me, I'm assuming the defensive end, Charles Harris, that you're talking about.
The defensive end that we had on the team, yes, Charles Harris.
Right.
I have his signed mini helmet around here somewhere. But he actually did a shout out to Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions, hosted by Smoke and Jeremy B, and it was kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
But let's see, who else? Oh, and Terrion Arnold at the media room for day one of the draft. So I've been blessed. Most of those had nothing to do with podcasting, and everything to do with being at the right place at the right time.
There's a whole thing in media about having access to guys. Do you guys worry about that? As far as having to have access, blah blah blah. I don't have to have the heavy conversation, but I don't know.
Well, Glover Quinn was a part of another podcast that I was on as a guest, and it was Darcy Maville's Detroit Lions news podcast, and he was on there, and I asked him. This was in the 2020, so it was before I was even big. I asked him what the Lions needed, and he goes, they need a veteran presence like what I was when I got there for the secondary, because when I got there, Darius Slay was a rookie. Nevin Lawson was was a rookie. We had Rashid Mathis, but he wasn't a leader. He may have been a vet, but he wasn't a leader. He goes, I was able to be the leader in that room. And this was back before we got Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, and all those guys that are natural leaders from the teams they came from. And he's exactly right. But we did it with youth instead of a vet. But it still worked because that's what we were lacking, is people who were leaders of men. And that's the interesting thing. If you actually look up everybody that Brad Holmes drafts, they are either versatile or a former team captain.
Jeremy, I'm not laughing at you.
I know what you're laughing at.
So like, if we're going off camera, I work at the airport, so this is totally unfair. I got to meet Prince Fielder. I got to meet all the Steelers when they got their rings. They were all flying out. Hines Ward, I got to meet all those guys. Max Starks, I got to meet Michelle Wee. But one of my favorites was Mario Lemieux flew on the airline I worked for. So that was fun because I would get to talk to him he would talk to me for like 10 minutes maybe, but it was enough for like great talk.
Yeah.
Sergey Gonchar, Evgeny Malkin. I met Sidney Crosby whenever we were walking the airport. Me and my buddy would look back and forth because Sidney Crosby knew he could come out and walk the airport and no one would bother him. So he would come out there and walk laps around the inside of the airport and no one would bother him. So, I mean, that was cool watching Sid do that for a while.
Um,
Good
I,
angle.
I interviewed Dick Vitale,
Oh, that's sweet.
and then on my show, I've interviewed Olympic gold medalist Dana Fulmer, a couple of race walkers, British 400-meter hurdle. Let me see. Wait, hold on. Jessica Turner. I've interviewed golf guys or football guys over in the UK. So, it's. I mean, in fact, you can interview Sidney Crosby, Prince Field, and I can interview Dick Vitale. It's cool, right?
I saw
My
Prince
dad,
Fielder
my dad
whenever
used
he
to
was in
hate
his
Dick
skinny
Vitale.
days. Michael, I saw Prince Fielder when he was in his skinny days, getting back in like tip top shape. Like you wouldn't even recognize him really. Just to let you know.
I've never seen him skinny. That's an interview right there. Prince Fielder. What day was
Yeah,
this going
believe it or
on?
not, dude. I saw him when he was real skinny. I got free tickets once off Kevin Millar. Manny Martinez. Manny was cool. I got to meet him. I worked at PNC Park, so I mean Robin Yon, I got to meet Robin Yon. So that was like a dream come true, I guess. Especially since I didn't recognize him and just got him out of a crowd of people and brought him into the stadium.
One more thing. I don't know if you guys had a favorite animal growing up, but what would have been your favorite animal? Just to get away from sports for a while, for a minute.
I've always been a lion or a great white fan.
I've never been a big animal guy. I liked the coolest thing I saw was Jake the Snake used to carry this big python, so I always kind of liked snakes. I thought it was pretty cool, but I'm not a big animal guy. I have a dog, but
Survivor Series 1990 at the Flint IMA right here in Flint, Michigan. I got to watch when Honky Tonk Man was going to take on Hulk Hogan that match. And I had just finished that super big gulp cardboard container that looked like a giant milk carton. And I crushed it down to the ice. And as he walked under me, because we were over the tunnel, I hit him in the back of the head with it. The other thing I got to do in high school when I was a part of I was in Creative U, and everybody got to write an essay, and if it was good enough, because the lady that ran the Creative U class, which was an English writing class, their article would get put into the school newspaper. I saw a Flint Generals game back in the day. They're now called the Flint Firebirds. They were the Burton Bulldogs for a minute, but it is now the Flint Firebirds, and I like it a lot better. The logo's cool.
It should
That's
be
a part
called
of the
Flint Water
OHL.
Drinkers.
No. But I went to a small, it was before it was called Raw. It was a Monday night wrestling thing, and that's back when USA was just coming out. So you're talking 1984.
that's called prime time wrestling for those of you who weren't alive there.
Yep.
I remember.
Yeah, when did Raw come in? Like what, 90, 88,
93.
89?
93. Well, anyways, Axe and Smash was big then. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Junkyard Dog. Yeah. All of them guys go in, and all of them are signing my wrestling magazine with their pictures in it. Axe and Smash show up in a Pontiac. We used to call it the Ghoulie, and it was a 6000 LE that they rented from the Bishop Airport. I walk up, I goes, "Hey, everybody signed my magazine, will you?" and he literally put his hand in my face and shoved me backwards. The bad part is our high school's football team, which I was all friends with, was actually invited to watch Raw, and they brought me along as the person that could write about the experience.
Nice.
So the
See, right.
offensive and defensive line, 8 of us picked up that Pontiac 6000 LE and made it so the transmission was teetering on the curb. That way, when they got in, because the weight's too far back, it won't push it down, so the tires would touch. They would just be spinning.
Sweet.
Those were the days of the real heels. Stuff like that
Yes.
would happen to them in those days. Guys were actually stabbed.
Yeah,
Often.
Axe and Smash were really heels. They were assholes.
Freddie Rush was stabbed several times.
In terms of animals, and after this, I'm gonna abandon ship. You guys see the clock next to the Trevor picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I hear it purr every now and then. It sounds like a.
No. I've adopted koalas, and
That's awesome.
Which in fact, for one of my birthdays, we actually went to the Palm Beach Zoo when I lived on the east coast of Florida, and it may be the greatest day of my life, seeing an actual koala. My mom and I actually went in the koala exhibit, and we saw the koalas up close and personal. And koalas sleep like 20 hours a day, so this was rare. Oh yeah, you could see this one. I think this one was one of the first ones that I adopted. Crumble.
The what?
Crumble is his name. And then this one's a koala clock that one of my friends in Illinois got me. Yes, a koala clock. Okay, I'm gonna leave so you guys can talk whatever you want. Spunky Spectrum Sports, Big D Podcast, Dylan's History of Sports. I'll probably be what are you guys doing Thursday night? We're gonna do this, break down every team's schedule?
Why not?
I think that's the plan.
All right,
Rab, you joining us or
Yeah, I'm joining.
I'll be joining you maybe like at 9. I'm gonna be doing my show because of the schedule release. So I'm not doing it tomorrow. I'll be doing it Thursday because of the talking schedule release on Wednesday. So like after 9
we'll be doing a show over here if you won't feel like jumping ship a little bit.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Sweet. And then there were 3. So, Rab, what are you thinking of Pete Alonso so far this year?
Pete Alonso is finally starting to turn it around, so that's good. I thought in the first month he was really just pressing. He's never played a different team, different city. I thought he was trying to hit a home run every time he came into the plate. In the last few weeks, he's been looks more relaxed. He's been on fire. He's been playing well, actually hitting ball a different field. So he's getting there. I thought a rough start, but I think he's getting there. He's got like 6-7 home runs. So he's been decent, I think, in his last few weeks here.
I was curious, we talk ball on Monday night, right? We talk baseball on Monday night here.
I have not been able to make the show on Monday quite yet, simply because I've been doing other stuff.
Oh, you're good. I just wanted to let you know. But if you are going to come on, Rab, you got to let me know in advance so I can get my questions ready.
Oh, I will be ready. Spurs are killing the T-Wolves right now. For those of you,
and if you want in, we have a text chat on phones for it. If you want in on it, I don't have your phone number yet,
but you could put me back into the regular chat though, because my new channel.
I don't even know if I don't. You have to follow me so I get it. I don't even think I have you on the new one because the other one got hacked.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. I was like, when's Rav gonna follow me? Because I don't even have his new account. Yes, Michael. It's the fans in the diamond show, Michael. You were on it last night.
I think he just
I
and I
Remember
will
you
say
hopped
one
in at the
thing,
end, my brother.
and I will say one thing to Jeremy: the Pistons.
They
No,
can win at
man.
home. They can't win on the road.
No, man.
dude, the Cavs are hot at home, man. They've won like
I
what, 8
can't
straight
see it.
now?
But just like the Pistons, they don't win on the road. And
Right.
we have 2
Okay.
games at home yet. I
They
think
can
that's going to
win.
be the difference.
They can win this series. I can see it, and they have a shot against New York. I just don't see them winning the whole thing. I don't think there's any chance they can beat
Motown.
any of the teams in the West, like the Spurs or the.
Your boy's in the chat right there, Jeremy.
What's up, Motown Mitch? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, we fell apart in the third quarter. They had one good quarter. You look at that game, Detroit outscored them 3 of the 4 quarters, but they didn't outscore enough in the third quarter. The second half adjustments were bad. But at the same time, we took awful shots. We didn't move the ball enough. They just threw to the guy that could get some space, not create
They don't
space.
they don't have the horsepower. They're just not
I
on
disagree.
offense. It's just not defensively.
I disagree. They're not moving the ball. They're not moving the ball the same as they did all season. That's what I'm seeing, and that's the difference. And I said the worst 2 matchups in these for the Pistons was not the Knicks and it wasn't Boston. The worst 2 matchups were Oakland and Cleveland because they have better bigs to shut down Duran.
Now, Jeremy, is it a lot like hockey where all of a sudden the defense becomes a major step up?
Yeah.
Is that why they're having a lot of trouble with it?
And he took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was going to say. They're not moving the ball enough because teams are hitting. I mean, I'm looking at what they're doing to San Antonio. I mean, they're just killing Wemby, as you should. I mean, this is playoff time, man. They really hit him.
Wemby is a great offensive guy, but defensively, he's mediocre. He's not the complete package everybody makes him out to be.
Wemby's just so tall. You can't do anything in the lane. The only reason Minnesota even won that last game because he got thrown out. They'd have lost that game because that's the only reason in this what helped them in the second half is they had Gobert and Edwards and they were able to go in the lane and all that. That wasn't happening with Wemby in the game. Offensively, I think he's still a work in progress. They could win with offensively wasn't hurting, but defensively, without him in there, the Knicks are really shocking me how good the Knicks have been. That's just because I think Mike Brown's an idiot. I never liked him as a coach. I think that was just...
Bless you. Well, boys, we got anything else to communicate about this evening? I just want to let everyone know, Rich did text me earlier. His wife is getting better, but she still needed some resting time. She hurt her back the other day. That's why he wasn't on last night or tonight. Jeremy, he got a box on the porch today too, but he won't open it yet. I go, you waiting for Christmas? Or you gonna wrap it up?
I got 3 kids. I don't know anything about wrapping it up, brother. Let's see.
Michael, was this back when the cordless phones were? When this is back when the corded phone was, and you couldn't see who was calling? Did you blow up her parents' phone number?
What is this for? Dated a girl back in the day. I was great 3/4 of the time, but the one time I needed a break, she recharged her batteries and didn't need. Oh, I had to read it twice.
Oh shit!
I got to tell you, it's a whole new. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that no more. My hat's off to y'all single guys having to deal with these women out here, man. Y'all.
No.
I don't see how y'all do it, man.
I'm a single dude.
I know y'all guys are. Rich scares me. I swear every time I see him on the show, I only see the Undertaker, and I want to check under my bed and make sure I don't die too.
Rich is a great guy, man. Rich is awesome.
Rich is way more knowledgeable, like in everything, more than you think. I mean, he just rattles it off.
Dude,
I mean, even you could pick like 10 sports. Go ahead.
Rich is like, I don't want to put him to shame. I'm like, Rich, bury the guy. He wants to go up against you. Fucking show him what you got. I was like, just bury him. See what happens. I don't know. Dylan's pretty knowledgeable on his sports, though, man.
Dylan would beat Rich maybe in real life. Like I would more bet that in general, like if we're doing a count or something like that.
Look at Michael kissing your ass pulled down pants, Jeremy.
I've been trying to get rid of my woman for the last 4 years.
Apparently you're not doing it. Apparently you're not doing a good job there, Ginger. It's not real hard. Or maybe that's why you can't get rid of her.
I was just reading an article. I was just reading a post about that where somebody said he was with this. I'm hoping this wasn't really true. He was with this woman for 10 years. And after 5 years, she demanded to marry him. He gives him a ring. But he said, well, I really didn't want to marry her. It was just a pacifier. And every time she asked for a marriage or whatever, I just upgrade the ring. So I got sick. She nursed me to health. Once I got healthy, we scheduled a wedding like I promised. And then he walked out on her for the wedding. Like, that's just savage right there. I hope that really isn't really
savage.
That
is some savage shit, dude.
All right. I'll go here. Railroad Sports Podcast this week, Thursday night. So definitely to Ravens schedule release. We're going to be talking about that on Thursday night. We may have to wait, but right now at 8 until the schedule is actually released. So we will see about
live. Are you going live Thursday night, or are you pre-recording?
Yes, because I'm not going to do anything tomorrow. I'm just going to wait.
I need to clear up room. So if you got any videos behind backstage, you got to save them now.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to delete them. Right now, I think we're at 48 hours out of 50.
Right. 45, I think, or something like that.
Doesn't matter. We're still high enough. And
Big Five this week. NFL Big Five biggest games of the season. Now that the whole schedule will be released, so we'll go over what are the 5 biggest schedules for that. NBA playoffs, we were just talking about that. We're going to talk about that. Also, to early season awards. Who's going to early favorite for MVP? Who's early favorite for Cy Young? Definitely Shohei on the mound. It's been unbelievable as well. And also to Orioles report.
ERA is just unreal.
I mean, he's just been incredible. Also, to an American League, you got a lot of pitchers we don't know pitching well. The guy that was on the mound tonight for the Yankees. I even forgot his name, but like he's like 5-0, like or 6-0, like Weston Wilson. So yeah, so bunch of names we don't know as well. We'll talk about what's wrong with the Orioles, who have been terrible as well. A lot of fire Michael Elias stuff lately. So we'll see about that.
Jeremy, I'm going to let you close this out because you got your famous saying at the end, but I'm going to go now so you can close it out. You can get me at Driving to the Top Productions on YouTube. You can get me over there at Sports Talk on Twitter. Obviously, we're not on my Facebook page tonight, and I just realized that when I looked up. Ad McNally, you can get me over there. And then you can get Jeremy at all these places he's about to tell you about.
Well, first off, you can read my writings at the South Florida Tribune, where I write about the Motor City Lions. You can also read my writings on roundtable.io for the Jags and the Buccaneers. You can also find me on the South Florida Tribune YouTube channel. Starting next week, we're firing up again because we got Tuesday night Inside the Pigskin. And then on Thursday nights, we have Fire Up, which Adam is a part of. Then you have my
we're back
channel.
To regular scheduled programming. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Starting next week. And then you have my channel with the regular scheduled programming you see every day at noon, where I do anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour talking about Detroit sports in general, mostly Lions, because that's what I know the most of. I'm still kicking the tires on learning more about baseball and more about the Pistons, but it's KCB Sports Network. The logo's right here. It's pretty kick-ass. Thanks, Adam. It actually really looks good cleaned up. Did you see the
I
cleaned up
saw
version?
that with the basketball in it and
Okay.
everything else.
Yeah.
I saw that. It did
I
look
had
good.
Copilot clean it up and remove the Gemini symbol. I think it looks tight. Well, I go Monday through Friday at noon. I talk Detroit sports. Wednesday nights we do the NFL roundtable talks, and on Friday nights it's the Lions fan cave chat, and then Saturday night we have the baseball roundtable talks, which Adam is a part of that as well. Mondays
I
I'm a
might be
part of
drunk
his.
on a couple episodes in summer if I'm even around. I'm not,
I get you. Hey, that's okay.
I know I'm going to camp this year, so
I added a new bottle to my collection of
oh,
Lion
shit,
stuff.
what do we get? Some gay light.
I like that side better.
Yeah, me too.
No,
I
but
don't know.
it's
I'm
it's
not a Bud
literally
Light fan, but it's still a cool collection to
yeah.
have.
It's the Motor City edition, and this is uncapped. Untapped. I didn't
As
buy
it
it
should
to
be,
drink it. They gave me two. One was empty, and then that one was full. I said, "Well, that one's going on my counter." I said, "It'll be worth more if I never drink it."
right? All right, I'm gonna say thanks for the comments, everyone. Thanks for everyone tuning in.
And of course, last but not least, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here within yourself.